Every morning is a new beginning, not because life becomes easy, but because your mind can become strong. The Stoic path is not about escaping pain. It is about meeting life as it is, with calm courage and self-respect. These 9 lessons are reminders. Read them each morning. Let them shape how you think, how you act, and how you treat yourself. You do not control what happens around you. You do not choose the weather, the traffic, the words people say, or the problems that arrive without warning. Life moves on its own path, often careless of your plans. When you try to control these things, frustration grows, anger follows, peace fades. The Stoic mind learns early that fighting reality only creates suffering. What happens is already happening. Your power begins after that point, not before it. Your mind is the one place where freedom lives. You decide how to see what happens. You decide whether an event becomes a wound or a lesson. The same situation can break one person and strengthen another. The difference is not the event, but the response. A calm mind turns obstacles into training. A restless mind turns small problems into heavy burdens. Each morning, remind yourself that the day will not go exactly as planned. People may disappoint you. Delays may test your patience. Mistakes may happen. When you expect this, your mind stays steady. Surprise loses its power. You are not shocked by life, you are prepared for it. Preparation is not pessimism. It is clarity. Your thoughts are habits. If you allow every negative thought to enter and stay, your mind becomes crowded and loud. You do not have to accept every thought just because it appears. A thought is not a command. It is only a suggestion. You can observe it, question it, and let it pass. This is self-control in its purest form. When something goes wrong, pause before reacting. That pause is strength. In that space, you choose who you will be. You can choose patience over anger. You can choose reason over impulse. Most regret comes from moments where the pause was ignored. The Stoic trains the pause daily. You may lose money, comfort, or status. These things were never fully yours to begin with. They can be taken by chance or time. But your character remains yours unless you give it away. No one can force you to act without honor unless you allow it. No event can steal your integrity unless you trade it for emotion. Blame weakens the mind. When you blame others or fate, you hand over control. Responsibility does the opposite. It returns power to you. Even when the cause is external, your response is internal. Ask not why this happened, but how you will meet it. This question sharpens the mind and builds resilience. You are not harmed by events, but by your judgment of them. What you label as unbearable becomes heavy. What you see as temporary becomes manageable. Change the judgment and the weight changes. This is not denial, it is discipline. You are seeing clearly instead of emotionally. Control of the mind is built through small daily choices. Choosing silence instead of argument. Choosing understanding instead of offense. Choosing effort instead of excuse. Each choice is a vote for the person you are becoming. Over time, the mind learns to remain steady even when the world shakes. Peace does not come from controlling life, it comes from mastering your inner world. When the mind is trained, chaos loses its threat, noise becomes distant, pressure becomes manageable. You walk through difficulty without being owned by it. This control is quiet, invisible, and powerful, shaping how you stand, how you act, and how you endure what the day places in front of you. Your energy is limited. Every day, you wake with a certain amount of mental and emotional strength. How you spend it determines the quality of your life. When energy is wasted on things that do not matter, what truly matters begins to suffer. The Stoic understands that not everything deserves attention, and not every reaction is required. Many things compete for your focus. Noise from the world is constant. Opinions, arguments, comparisons, and complaints surround you. If you give your energy freely to all of them, you will feel drained before the day is half over. Guarding your energy is not selfish. It is necessary. A calm and focused mind can act with purpose, while a scattered one reacts without thought. Other people's emotions can be contagious. Anger invites anger. Fear invites fear. If you absorb every mood around you, your inner state becomes unstable. You are not responsible for carrying the emotional weight of everyone you meet. You can listen without absorbing. You can care without becoming consumed. Distance, when chosen wisely, protects clarity. There will always be people who test your patience. Some speak carelessly. Some seek conflict. Some thrive on attention. You do not need to engage with all of them. Silence is often a stronger response than words. Walking away preserves energy that argument would destroy. Not every battle improves you. Some only exhaust you. The Stoic does not chase validation. Praise feels good, but it can become a trap. When your energy depends on approval, you surrender control. You begin to perform instead of live. You measure your worth through others' reactions. True stability comes from acting in line with your values, even when no one is watching. Complaining is another silent drain. It feels like release, but it weakens the mind. Repeating what is wrong trains the brain to focus on lack. This does not mean ignoring problems. It means addressing them without emotional excess. Calm action uses less energy than constant frustration. Your attention is powerful. Whatever you focus on grows. If your mind stays on fear, fear becomes familiar. If it stays on resentment, resentment becomes heavy. Choose where your attention rests. Direct it toward what you can improve, what you can learn, what you can endure with dignity. Rest is also a form of protection. A tired mind reacts more easily. It becomes impatient, negative, and impulsive. Protecting energy includes knowing when to stop, when to slow down, and when to step back. Strength is not endless effort. Strength is knowing when effort is useful. You do not need to respond to every message, defend every opinion, or explain every choice. Constant justification drains energy and weakens resolve. Your life does not require permission. Quiet confidence costs less than constant explanation. Each morning, choose what deserves your energy. Choose actions over distractions. Choose growth over noise. When your energy is guarded, your decisions become clearer. You act with intention instead of reaction. You move through the day with less resistance, less frustration, and more control over your inner state. Hardship is not an interruption of life. It is part of the design. Many people wait for a future where struggle disappears, where days become smooth and effort is no longer required. This expectation weakens the mind. When difficulty arrives, they feel cheated. The Stoic mind does not ask why life is hard. It understands that hardship is the training ground where character is formed. Every challenge carries a lesson. Pain forces attention. Discomfort demands growth. When everything is easy, the mind becomes careless. Strength fades without resistance. Just as the body grows through strain, the mind grows through pressure. Avoiding hardship may feel safe, but it leads to fragility. Hard days test your discipline. They reveal how well you control your thoughts when things go wrong. Anyone can stay calm when life is comfortable. True control shows itself when plans fail, when effort is unnoticed, when progress feels slow. These moments are not punishments. They are examinations of your inner stability. Suffering itself is not the enemy. The real damage comes from resisting it, resenting it, or believing it should not exist. When you accept that hardship is temporary and purposeful, its weight changes. Acceptance does not mean liking pain. It means not adding fear and anger on top of it. Hardship strips away illusions. It shows you what you truly value. When comfort is removed, what remains becomes clear. You learn what you can endure. You learn which habits support you and which ones collapse under pressure. This knowledge cannot be gained through comfort alone. There will be moments when effort seems unrewarded, when progress feels invisible, when you wonder if the struggle is worth it. These moments build patience. They teach you to act without immediate results. The Stoic learns to focus on the process, not the outcome. Effort itself becomes the measure of success. Pain also builds humility. It reminds you that you are not invincible, but you are capable. It connects you to the shared human experience. Everyone struggles, though many hide it. Understanding this softens judgment and strengthens compassion without weakening resolve. Running from hardship creates fear. Facing it builds courage. Each time you endure difficulty without losing integrity, confidence grows. Not the loud kind that seeks recognition, but the quiet kind that knows it can survive. This confidence cannot be taken away by circumstances. Hard days teach gratitude in a deeper form. Comfort feels richer after struggle. Peace feels stronger after chaos. You learn not to waste good moments because you understand how fragile they are. Hardship sharpens awareness. You are not meant to be comfortable all the time. You are meant to be capable. Capability grows only through challenge. Each obstacle strengthens mental endurance, self-trust, and emotional control. When you stop asking for ease and start accepting training, life becomes less threatening and more meaningful. Hardship does not define you, but how you meet it does. You are shaped by the choices you make under pressure. When you choose patience over panic, discipline over escape, and reason over despair, the struggle fulfills its purpose, turning resistance into strength and difficulty into quiet progress. The way you speak to yourself shapes the way you experience life. Long before anyone else judges you, your own mind has already formed an opinion. If that voice is harsh, every mistake feels heavier than it needs to be. The Stoic path begins by understanding that inner speech must be guided with the same discipline as outward action. You are not your mistakes. Errors are events, not identities. When the mind turns a single failure into a story about worth, it creates unnecessary suffering. A calm mind separates what happened from who you are. It studies mistakes without insult. Learning requires clarity, not cruelty. Many people believe self-criticism creates improvement. In truth, constant self-attack weakens focus and drains motivation. Respectful self-talk does not mean avoiding responsibility. It means holding yourself accountable without humiliation. You can demand growth while maintaining dignity. Your inner voice becomes strongest during difficulty. When things go wrong, notice what you say to yourself. Is it helpful or destructive? The Stoic chooses words that restore balance, words that guide the next action instead of replaying the past. Regret cannot change events, but reason can shape what follows. Compare how you speak to yourself versus how you speak to someone you respect. You would not insult a student for learning slowly. You would not mock effort that is honest. Extend that same fairness inward. Self-respect is not arrogance, it is the foundation of resilience. Perfection is not the goal, improvement is. Expecting flawlessness creates fear of failure. Fear leads to hesitation, and hesitation weakens progress. Accepting imperfection allows movement. The Stoic mind focuses on steady correction rather than impossible standards. Negative self-talk often comes from habit, not truth. Thoughts repeat because they are familiar, not because they are accurate. Question them. Ask whether they help or harm. If a thought does not lead to better action, it does not deserve attention. Your value does not change with mood or performance. Some days will be productive. Some will feel slow and heavy. Neither defines your worth. When the mind ties value to results, peace becomes fragile. Detach self-respect from outcomes, and effort becomes cleaner. Discipline grows best in an environment of respect. When the mind feels safe, it can face discomfort without panic. Kind self-talk creates that safety. It allows honest reflection without defense. This is strength, not softness. Treat your mind as a tool that must be maintained. Abuse dulls it. Care sharpens it. Speak with firmness, but not contempt. Guide yourself the way a wise teacher guides a student. With patience, clarity, and expectation of growth. Each day offers chances to reset the inner dialogue. Choose words that support effort. Choose thoughts that encourage calm action. Over time, respectful self-talk becomes natural. The mind learns stability. Progress becomes sustainable. Strength grows quietly from within. Emotions change quickly. One moment you feel motivated, the next you feel tired or doubtful. If your actions depend on how you feel, your life will move without direction. The Stoic understands that feelings are temporary visitors, not reliable leaders. Values, on the other hand, remain steady. They provide structure when emotions shift. Living by values means choosing what is right even when it feels uncomfortable. It means acting with honesty when lying would be easier, staying disciplined when comfort calls, remaining calm when anger feels natural. These choices are not always pleasant, but they create inner stability. Stability is worth more than temporary relief. Moods rise and fall without warning. They are influenced by sleep, food, weather, and chance. Allowing them to control behavior gives power to things outside your control. When values guide action, your behavior becomes consistent. Consistency builds trust in yourself. There will be days when motivation disappears. Waiting for the right feeling leads to delay and regret. The Stoic does not wait to feel ready. Action comes first. Feeling often follows. Discipline carries you forward when emotion cannot. Strong values act as an inner compass. When decisions are difficult, values simplify them. You no longer ask what feels good, but what aligns with who you choose to be. This reduces mental conflict. Less conflict means more peace. Anger is a common test. When emotions flare, values must take the lead. Responding with patience instead of aggression preserves dignity. Silence instead of insult protects character. These moments define integrity more than any speech or promise. Fear also challenges values. Fear encourages avoidance. Values encourage courage. Acting according to principle despite fear strengthens confidence. Each time you face discomfort without retreat, the mind learns that fear does not control you. Living by values does not mean ignoring emotions. It means acknowledging them without surrendering authority. You can feel anger without acting cruelly. You can feel sadness without giving up effort. Emotional awareness combined with value-based action creates balance. When values guide you, regret decreases. Even if outcomes are unfavorable, you know you acted with integrity. This brings a quiet satisfaction that emotion-driven choices cannot provide. You become less dependent on results for self-worth. Values also protect against impulsive behavior. Impulses seek immediate relief. Values consider long-term character. Choosing values over impulses strengthens self-control. Self-control is the foundation of freedom. Your values should be simple and clear. Honesty, discipline, courage, fairness. These principles do not change with mood. They remain reliable during stress and uncertainty. The clearer your values, the easier it becomes to act. Each day offers opportunities to practice. Small decisions matter, speaking truthfully, completing a task despite resistance, remaining calm under pressure. These actions shape identity over time. When emotions fade, values remain. They form the structure of a life lived with intention. Acting from values creates strength that does not depend on comfort or approval. It builds a character that stands steady regardless of emotional storms. Time is the one thing given to everyone in equal measure each day, yet it is the least respected. Many live as if tomorrow is guaranteed, as if opportunities will wait, as if important actions can always be delayed. The Stoic mind remembers that time is limited, not to create fear, but to sharpen awareness. Each morning is a reminder that life is moving forward without pause. Hours pass whether they are used well or wasted. Once gone, they do not return. Understanding this brings clarity. Petty worries lose importance. Meaningful actions gain urgency. Remembering the shortness of life does not mean rushing blindly. It means acting deliberately. When time is valued, choices become cleaner. You stop investing energy in resentment, jealousy, and endless distraction. These steal life quietly. Many people postpone living. They wait for the perfect moment, the right mood, or ideal conditions. This waiting is an illusion. Life happens now, in imperfect moments. The Stoic acts where they stand, with what they have. Awareness of time encourages presence. When you understand that moments are finite, you pay attention. Conversations become richer. Simple experiences become meaningful. Distraction fades when you recognize how costly it is. Time also reveals priorities. When faced with the reality of limited days, trivial conflicts lose their power. You become less willing to argue over ego, less interested in proving yourself. What matters is character, effort, and how you treat others. Remembering death is not morbid. It is grounding. It strips away false urgency and replaces it with true purpose. It asks a simple question: if this were your last chance, would your actions match your values? Procrastination becomes harder to justify when time is respected. Delaying growth, honesty, or discipline feels expensive. Each delay is a choice to trade future strength for present comfort. The Stoic refuses this trade. Limited time also teaches forgiveness. Holding grudges consumes energy and steals moments that cannot be replaced. Letting go is not weakness, it is efficiency. Peace saves time. Time reminds you that improvement must begin now. Waiting for a better version of yourself is pointless. You become better through action, not intention. Small efforts repeated daily shape a life. Awareness of time encourages humility. Achievements fade. Possessions change hands. Reputation shifts. What remains is how you lived and how you acted under pressure. This understanding removes arrogance and fear. When time is remembered, discipline becomes easier. You see each day as a chance to practice virtue, not perfectly, but honestly. You stop chasing endless pleasure and start building lasting strength. The Stoic does not fear the end of life, they respect it. This respect turns ordinary days into opportunities for meaning. Each action becomes a reflection of values. Each choice becomes a statement of who you are while you are here. Time is the one thing given to everyone in equal measure each day, yet it is the least respected. Many live as if tomorrow is guaranteed, as if opportunities will wait, as if important actions can always be delayed. The Stoic mind remembers that time is limited, not to create fear, but to sharpen awareness. Each morning is a reminder that life is moving forward without pause. Hours pass whether they are used well or wasted. Once gone, they do not return. Understanding this brings clarity. Petty worries lose importance. Meaningful actions gain urgency. Remembering the shortness of life does not mean rushing blindly. It means acting deliberately. When time is valued, choices become cleaner. You stop investing energy in resentment, jealousy, and endless distraction. These steal life quietly. Many people postpone living. They wait for the perfect moment, the right mood, or ideal conditions. This waiting is an illusion. Life happens now in imperfect moments. The Stoic acts where they stand, with what they have. Awareness of time encourages presence. When you understand that moments are finite, you pay attention. Conversations become richer. Simple experiences become meaningful. Distraction fades when you recognize how costly it is. Time also reveals priorities. When faced with the reality of limited days, trivial conflicts lose their power. You become less willing to argue over ego, less interested in proving yourself. What matters is character, effort, and how you treat others. Remembering death is not morbid. It is grounding. It strips away false urgency and replaces it with true purpose. It asks a simple question: if this were your last chance, would your actions match your values? Procrastination becomes harder to justify when time is respected. Delaying growth, honesty, or discipline feels expensive. Each delay is a choice to trade future strength for present comfort. The Stoic refuses this trade. Limited time also teaches forgiveness. Holding grudges consumes energy and steals moments that cannot be replaced. Letting go is not weakness, it is efficiency. Peace saves time. Time reminds you that improvement must begin now. Waiting for a better version of yourself is pointless. You become better through action, not intention. Small efforts repeated daily shape a life. Awareness of time encourages humility. Achievements fade, possessions change hands, reputation shifts. What remains is how you lived and how you acted under pressure. This understanding removes arrogance and fear. When time is remembered, discipline becomes easier. You see each day as a chance to practice virtue. Not perfectly but honestly. You stop chasing endless pleasure and start building lasting strength. The Stoic does not fear the end of life, they respect it. This respect turns ordinary days into opportunities for meaning. Each action becomes a reflection of values. Each choice becomes a statement of who you are while you are here. Other people's opinions are outside your control. Yet many lives are shaped by them. Approval feels rewarding, and rejection feels painful, but neither should govern your actions. The Stoic understands that peace cannot depend on the shifting thoughts of others. When you give strangers power over your self-worth, you surrender your freedom. No matter how carefully you live, someone will misunderstand you. Someone will criticize your choices. Someone will disapprove of your effort. Trying to avoid this is exhausting and impossible. The desire to be liked by everyone creates fear and hesitation. It weakens honesty and invites compromise of values. Opinions are shaped by limited views. People see fragments, not the whole. They judge from their own experiences, fears, and biases. Expecting fair judgment from everyone is unrealistic. Understanding this reduces the weight of criticism. Praise can be as dangerous as blame. When approval becomes a goal, actions shift to seek validation instead of truth. You begin to perform rather than live. The Stoic does not build identity on applause. Approval is pleasant, but it is not necessary. Freedom begins when you accept that disagreement is normal. Others do not need to understand your path. They do not need to approve of your discipline or your pace. Your responsibility is to act with integrity, not to explain yourself endlessly. Defending yourself constantly drains energy. Not every accusation requires a response. Silence can be wisdom. Calm confidence often speaks louder than argument. When your actions are consistent, they become your answer. Comparison fuels the need for approval. Measuring your life against others invites dissatisfaction. There will always be someone ahead, someone praised more, someone noticed first. The Stoic focuses inward, comparing today's actions to yesterday's effort. Releasing approval does not mean ignoring others completely. Feedback can be useful when it aligns with truth and values. The difference lies in choosing which voices matter. Not all opinions deserve space in your mind. Fear of judgment limits growth. It keeps you small, cautious, and dependent. Courage grows when you act despite being seen. Each time you choose principle over popularity, self-respect strengthens. Your worth is not voted on. It is built through character. Integrity remains when opinions change. When you trust your values, you no longer chase validation. You move with quiet certainty. Living without approval frees time and energy. You stop rehearsing explanations. You stop adjusting behavior to please. This creates space for focus and purpose. People will talk whether you act or not. Silence invites opinion. Action invites opinion. Since opinion is unavoidable, choose action that aligns with your values. Letting go of approval also softens resentment. When you stop expecting understanding, disappointment fades. You accept others as they are, without bitterness. The Stoic path values inner agreement over external applause. When your actions match your principles, you sleep peacefully regardless of praise or blame. True freedom lives in this alignment. Improvement is not a momentary effort. It is a quiet, continuous process that happens when you commit to being slightly better every day. Most people look for dramatic change, sudden results, or external recognition, but lasting growth is rarely visible. The Stoic mind understands that true progress is internal and often unnoticed by others. Each day provides opportunities to practice small improvements. A choice to act with patience instead of anger. A decision to speak with honesty rather than convenience. A moment spent listening fully rather than reacting immediately. These small acts accumulate over time, shaping character in ways that cannot be rushed. You do not need applause or recognition for growth to matter. External praise is fleeting and unreliable. True strength comes from consistent effort, even when no one observes. Quiet improvement strengthens confidence because it is self-earned, not borrowed from the judgment of others. Mistakes are inevitable, but they are also opportunities. Each error teaches something that success cannot. Responding with calm analysis instead of frustration allows the mind to extract lessons. Every day is a chance to correct, adjust, and refine. Growth is often slow, but persistent effort compounds into significant change. Comparison to others is misleading. Some appear to advance quickly, while others seem stagnant. But visible progress often ignores what is happening internally. Focusing on your own growth keeps the mind aligned with reality and prevents distraction by envy or pride. Discipline is built through repetition. You will not become wiser in one perfect decision. You will become wiser in hundreds of small, mindful choices. Each time you act according to principle instead of impulse, the mind strengthens. Over time, habits form, and character becomes resilient. Patience is essential. Improvement rarely shows immediate results. You may not feel stronger, calmer, or more capable every day, but each effort adds a layer of stability. The mind, like the body, grows gradually. Impatience undermines progress, while steady persistence ensures lasting change. Focus is required to direct energy toward meaningful growth. Many distractions will compete for attention. Some are urgent but unimportant. Others are trivial but tempting. Choosing what deserves effort ensures that each day contributes to improvement rather than scattering energy in futile directions. Self-awareness guides improvement. Reflect on your actions daily. Notice where you fell short and where you acted well. Honest reflection without harsh judgment allows the mind to learn. Improvement is not about perfection, but about understanding and adjusting steadily. Effort matters more than comfort. Change often requires discomfort, whether through resisting impulses, facing fear, or challenging habits. Growth happens at the edge of ease, where the mind learns patience, resilience, and control. Avoiding effort delays improvement and strengthens weakness. Progress also builds humility. Each day provides opportunities to recognize limits and mistakes. Understanding your own imperfections encourages realistic goals and prevents arrogance. Humility allows the mind to remain open to learning and improvement without fear of judgment. Improvement does not compete with life, it enhances it. Each small act of discipline, courage, or kindness adds to inner strength. Over time, this strength becomes invisible armor, protecting the mind from distraction, weakness, and despair. Quiet, daily growth is the foundation of a life lived with integrity and purpose.